Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to part 2 of our mental strategies lesson. In our last lesson, we talked about what mental calculations were. Let's review. A mental calculation is one that you work out in your head by thinking rather than using pen and paper methods. Also, in our last lesson, we reviewed several mental calculations. We looked at multiplying by 10 or 100, multiplying by 2, multiplying by 5, dividing by 2. Today, we'll focus on adding two-digit numbers, multiplying by single-digit numbers, and subtracting two-digit numbers. So let's dive in. Let's begin by adding two-digit numbers. When adding two-digit numbers, I wonder what the strategy could possibly be. Well, the strategy here is to add the tens and then the ones, or units as they're sometimes called. So let's look at our example. 23 plus 34. Add the tens, 20 plus 30, which is equal to 50. Now let's add the ones. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 50 plus 7 is equal to 57. So that means that 23 plus 34 is equal to 57. What about 25 plus 36? Again, we begin by adding the tens. 20 plus 30 equals 50. Now, let's add our ones. 5 plus 6 equals 11. 50 plus 11 is equal to 61. So that means that 25 plus 36 is also equal to 61. Let's now look at the mental calculation when multiplying by single-digit numbers. The strategy here is fairly simple. We're going to double or half the number where we can. Take, for instance, 5 times 46. This is the same as saying 10 times 23. You see what I did there? We doubled the 5, which gave us 10, and halved the 46, which gave us 23. So our product is now 230. What about 7 times 18? That's the same as saying 7 times 9 times 2. See what I did there? I broke the 18 into two factors. Now, 7 times 9 is equal to 63, and I multiply 63 by 2. Remember, when multiplying by 2, we are doubling the number or adding it to itself. So 63 plus 63 is equal to 126. Let's look now at subtracting two-digit numbers. The strategy when subtracting two-digit numbers is to subtract in parts if you can. Take, for instance, 73 take away 21. I'm going to take away 20 from 73 first. That leaves me with 53. Then I take 1 from 53, and that leaves me with 52. That means that 73 take away 21 is equal to 52. Let's look at this. 84 take away 26. I know what to do. 86 take away 26 is equal to 60. See what I did there? I added 2 to 84, which gave me 86. It made it easier for me to subtract 26 from 86. Now, once I do that, have to remember to take the 2 away. That's going to leave me with a difference of 58. So that means that 84 take away 26 is equal to 58. However, these are not the only mental calculations we can make. You can also use mental methods to work out percentages of amounts if you remember that a percentage is a fraction of a whole. 50% is the same as saying half, which means to divide by 2. 25% is the same as saying a quarter, which means to divide by 4. 10% is the same as saying 1/10, which means to divide by 10. And 20% is the same as saying 1/5, which means we're dividing by 5. So, given that information, what is 20% of 30? Remember, 20% means that we're dividing by 5. So that means I'm dividing 30 by 5. And when I do that, I get a quotient of 6. So 20% of 30 is equal to 6. What about 10% of 200? 10% means that I'm dividing by 10. So 200 divided by 10 is equal to 20. 10% of 200 is equal to 20. Remember, boys and girls, that mental calculations are done in your head. There are different strategies that you can use to add, subtract, multiply, and divide mentally. You can find the percentage of an amount by thinking of the percentage as a fraction and dividing. This lesson was created by Miss Antonia Bain.